Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is Syasyaaqilah and I'm here today to present my industrial training report. During my industrial training, I work in Faculty of Applied Sciences and Faculty of Mechanical Engineering in UiTM Shah Alam. UiTM is a public university based primarily in Shah Alam. It was established to help rural Malays in 1956 as the Rida Training Centre. It has since grown into the largest institution of higher education in Malaysia as measured by physical infrastructure, faculty and staff, and student enrollment. The university comprises one main campus and 34 branch campuses. The internship was carried out for 14 weeks long, with me being a research assistant for Dr. Yong Sun Kong and Dr. Fredawati binti Rashidi Wong, and I work with my partner Siti Solehah binti Hashim. Research assistant usually works under the supervision of primary researchers who lead research projects. I am responsible for assisting the main researcher in a number of tasks that support the research activities. In this case, I help them in conducting a research project titled Mechanical Properties and Release Characteristics of Waste Plastics Fly Ash Composite under Tropical Saline Condition. This project required me to master some of the skills that I've never been taught in class before, such as physical and chemical properties of polymers, polymer processing machines, and polymer mechanical testing machines. Along the process, I also helped in contacting salesperson for chemicals purchasing, and I learned how to request for a quotation for products to be purchased. Other than that, my communication skills were developed dramatically since I have to deal with many people. In this case, I contacted numerous lab assistants and assistant engineers for lab appointment and for their knowledge. Other tasks that I have completed are such as maintain laboratory equipment and inventory, check facts, proofread and edited research documents to ensure accuracy. During the industrial training at Faculty of Mechanical Engineering and Faculty of Applied Sciences, I was assigned to create a recycled plastics composite with high mechanical strength as construction material. Thermoplastics such as high-density polyethylene, polypropylene, and polyvinyl chloride have very unique thermal properties since it can be heated and melted countlessly and still can be reshaped or molded. Other than that, industrial waste produced from coal combustion power plants such as fly ash can cause groundwater contamination due to the leaching of metals from the minerals. The initial objective of this study was to combat the problem of the abundance of solid waste in the environment, such as plastics and mineral residues. Good solid waste management is very crucial to eliminate and reduce any unfavorable impacts of waste materials on human health and the environment. Thus, producing plastics composites was actually a great idea to initiate a good example of creating an innovative construction material and to protect the environment. The composite was prepared by melt mixing recycled plastics flakes with fly ash in a twin screw extruder with a screw speed of 70 to 90 rpm and barrel temperature range from 195 degrees Celsius until 225 degrees Celsius. The extrudates were then regrind into smaller particles by using a crusher machine. The crushed composites were then melted once again under a hot press machine at 190 degrees Celsius until 210 degrees Celsius for 5 minutes. These are some of the characterization that I have carried out during my internship. First is tensile test. The tensile test was performed to determine the effect of fly ash on the tensile strength properties of the composites. The tensile test was conducted according to AS229 dumbbell geometry. The specimens were placed in the grips of the universal tester at a specific grip separation and was pulled until failure. Next is flexural test. The flexural test was performed to determine the effect of fly ash on the flexural strength properties of the composites. The flexural test was conducted according to ASTM D790 rectangle geometry. A bar of rectangular cross-section was rested on two supports and was loaded by means of a loading nose midway between the supports. The third one is the Rockwell hardness test, which was used to investigate the composite's hardness. The Rockwell method measures the permanent depth of indentation produced by force or load on an indenter. This method was conducted according to AS229 D785. As for the leaching test, a modified leaching test procedure was made according to Europe and TCLP standard. The composites specimens were immersed in synthetic ocean water in reagent bottles, and the leachate was then collected from each bottle and tested for trace elements by using ICP. On the whole, the industrial training was a useful experience. I have gained new knowledge, skills, and met many new people. Not only that, I'm able to learn and at the same time apply all the knowledge gained in the university. I achieved several of my learning goals. However, for some, the conditions did not permit. During my industrial training, there was often uncertainty whether and when some tasks or projects could start. In the first instance, the uncertainty was a bit annoying, but it forced me to be flexible and to see what other things that I could do. In order to prevent these uncertainties, in future projects, I will pay more attention to make a clearer agreement with the top management and backup plans. Before my internship in Faculty of Mechanical Engineering, I had some doubts about my future career. This is because I have a very little knowledge about polymers, characteristics, and its huge testing machine. I also wasn't sure if I would continue being a researcher in the future. One thing for sure, through this internship, I got to learn about how solid waste, especially plastic waste and fly ash, should be managed, polymers characteristics, and the most importantly, I know how to handle polymers processing and testing machine. All in all, I am very confident that I could perform certain tasks in research better than I ever did before, especially about recycled plastics. Since I have been using many laboratories in UiTM Shah Alam throughout my industrial training, I really appreciate if the peak time website that has been used to book labs can provide lab assistants' contact number or email. That way, the process of lab booking would be easier. This is because we only could book lab without knowing if the laboratory was occupied with other students, or we wouldn't know if the lab assistant can be present or not. That's all from me. Thank you.